someone to save me, no, and don't come running and blame me. From miles away I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think I said enough. You said your love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are in your car, let me see who you are, who you really are, yeah. Don't need you here to say you're sorry, 'cause if you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Don't take it slow, don't be gentle, no, I just gotta know. If you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Let's be honest for a second, yeah. You're being over your head, babe, 'cause there is no one other than me that can make you feel the way you feel when I hold you. I think I said enough. You said your love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are in your car, let me see who you are, who you really are, yeah. Don't need you here to say you're sorry, 'cause if you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Don't take it slow, don't be gentle, no, I just gotta know. If you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Just do it.
Hi everyone, it's a sad video, it's a bittersweet video. We are for the last time in the house that we renovated. If you have been a long time follower, you would have seen the whole renovation process. I filmed from the very first time that we visited the house up until, well, throughout the whole process of the renovations and things like that, up until selling and moving and the last ever clean with me. But we're back in the house today before we hand the keys over, so it is empty and it is echoey. But I really wanted to go through like different rooms and renovation mistakes that we made and things that we would do differently. We will be doing another renovation again, so the next house, it won't be as drastic as this house, but it's gonna be another like renovation, but
Two extensions.
and yeah, 2 extensions, and yeah, we'll be.
It's going to be drastic.
Yeah, it's gonna, yeah. But do you know, like, this house was like, whoa, like the before and after of this house was like really drastic. Adam's behind the camera, so he's with me. So when we first moved in, it was upside down. It was 2 bedrooms. This was actually, so it stopped here, and then that was a shower room. This part, half of it was a bedroom, and then what was downstairs? A living room. Bedroom. Another bedroom was downstairs, and then the kitchen was above us, and the living room was the other side. So when the first thing that we done was the kitchen renovation, and it's just so open plan and so bright in here. So my favourite part of the extension in the kitchen is obviously like the size of it and just how much daylight this room gets. So Adam chose the kitchen colour, which is very bold, I would say. I think in the next house I wouldn't want such a dark blue, I prefer a more lighter blue. But cupboard space wise, it's just, yeah, I can't imagine going back to just your normal stand-sized kitchen. The 4 oven ideas was Adam's. He wanted something that was symmetrical, and he always says he doesn't know how he could now go back to 1 oven. The top two are microwave combinations. But for me personally, I know it looks symmetrical and it goes with the house. I just don't think 4 ovens are necessary, and they're most definitely not necessary when it comes to cleaning them. The Skylight is also one of my favourite features, and I'm really glad we put that in. It really just opened it up. When it comes to regrets for this room, I think my biggest regret was that we didn't get a hot tap. You know, like the boiling hot taps. Would you say that's something you regret?
Not massively.
We're not big tea drinkers, so we never have a kettle. We always put the kettle away. But then when people come to visit, we have to get the kettle out. It's a pain. I think in the next house I would like one. What put me off was because we knew we were going to have children, and it kind of worries me having the hot tap with children around. But I'm sure there are like certain safety features that you can put in place. We put new stairs in the hallway and done a downstairs toilet, which I think is a really good selling point when it comes to selling a house, having a downstairs toilet. Then this was the living room. One thing I think we would have done differently was really opened this out more. Maybe had glass doors. What are they called? The ones that you showed me on Pinterest. What are they? They're like crystal.
Maybe indoor crystal. I don't know.
Indoor crystal glass, because then you would get the light coming in through the back of the house to the front of the house.
And also have nice wood running all the way through.
Yeah, nice wooden floors. When it comes to the living room, we should have carried the wooden floor through to the living room, but we didn't. We chose to go for carpets, but I'm not a huge fan of carpets. I prefer wooden floor. I think they're a lot more easier to upkeep and maintain. We changed the windows, the shapes of the windows, so we knew we were going for the square shape. But another thing I think we should have done is had more a larger or a kind of rectangle long one. I think again it would have just brought more light into this house or this room, because this is quite a dark room compared to the front of the house, which gets light from like 11 o'clock onwards. But another thing which I regret us not thinking about, but I wish we had put in alcoves, is that what they're called? So like built-in alcoves where you'd have a space to have the TV, but then you would have like built-in shelving around it for like ornaments or books, and then you could also have like cabinets below. I just think that whole wall was a wasted space, and it's quite a large square room, and I found it quite hard to make it feel homely. So we put up our shelves, 4 on each side, which really did help. And when we took them down, Adam even said, well, he was like, that makes a difference. But he didn't want to he hates putting anything up on the walls. When I say, oh, let's do this to the walls, he's like, no, I'm not getting my drill out. But you've never regretted it, have you? Anytime I've said, let's put this on the wall. You
just leave holes all over the walls because you change your mind so often normally.
I do, but at the time it looks good, doesn't it? It does look good. And then moving, I'll just keep filming, but we'll show upstairs. That this window is probably one of the biggest mistakes I think that we made when it came to the house renovation. So we done the renovation in 2 parts, and it would have been cheaper if we were able to do it all in one go, but due to money we couldn't, so we worked with what we had. We kept it square. I'll come to like the outside, the exterior part later on, but we were working with what we had. So when we done the first phase of the extension, we changed the staircase. I can't even remember what the stairs were like they were just like almost like a floating staircase, weren't they? But we knew that we were going to be going up another floor, so we had them turned, didn't we? What's it called? Like we changed the staircase basically, so that it would come into a hallway and then go off into 2 bedrooms, whereas the stairs came up straight and were in the living room, so there was no like turn on the stairs. But we put in this window to give the hallway more light, and it wasn't until we went up to the 3rd floor we realised the second lot of stairs was actually going to block the window halfway. So that was a real big error. We had to put in frosted glass as well to respect the neighbours' privacy, which I wasn't keen on doing. I hate frosted glass, but we done that anyway. But yeah, that was probably the biggest mistake that we made. It's like blocked, whereas we could have done maybe like a square. You obviously have to keep in with dimensions because you're so close to another property, but maybe, yeah, maybe lowered it and had it stop there. Who knows? But you live and you learn. It's the first time. And then coming up to the second room, this was our bedroom for about a year. And then we ended up having Pollyanna, and she had a nursery just opposite. But we, again, like, it's working with blank canvases. It was literally just 4 walls. We decided to do built-in wardrobes. But again, another mistake. We used someone local, and he ended up really messing us around. These wardrobes should have had doors on, and he never came back and finished them, and it was just one of those jobs we never got around to. We ended up just not really minding. But again, like, finding the right person to do the job is always the hardest part. But word of mouth is also very important. Yeah, anything about this room? We put in the balcony, so this was the first balcony. We didn't do the balconies until we done the 3rd floor. So then the windows had to come out, and then that was when we changed the windows at the front of the house as well to match, so that they all matched. That was all done on the 2nd phase. So this is our shower room, and I don't think there is anything I would have changed about this. We had the mirror made to measure, and it was supposed to be floor to sink, but when they came to deliver it, they couldn't actually get it up the stairs. So they had to take it back and cut a tile height off so that it could fit up the stairs. But it's never really been a problem. It's quite nice that it doesn't reach the ceiling because I wouldn't be able to clean up there. So that's quite nice. We went for the waterfall shower and the handheld shower. But again, we also found out recently, we discovered, so when it came to doing the shower screen, you can actually have the shower screen going into the ceiling, rather than we had like a bar going across, but you can just have a bar going up to the ceiling. And then we have Pollyanna's room, and I feel like this was my favourite room for such a long time. This room had so many memories for me. Like, I can remember I painted it grey, and then I changed it back to white, and then I put these flower decals on, and I just changed her room around so many times. I can remember all the different ways that I changed this room around, but for me this was like my favourite room in the whole house, and it stayed, I think, for a long time. Even right up until the last week that we moved, I was changing her room around and making it more homely. But yeah, this room, like, I brought my baby home to this room. It makes me a little bit sad. Our baby. It makes me really emotional. And then, like, this is the spot that we told Pollyanna we were having another baby.
Don't get too excited.
You're gonna have a brother or sister! You're gonna have a brother or sister! Yeah? Will you be a good one? Where's the baby?
Blue's run away already.
We're gonna have another you! We got something to tell you. We're having a baby. Another Pollyanna. Do you remember? We like stood here, we were like, Pollyanna, you're gonna have another baby, you're gonna be a big sister. And like this room, like our bedroom, just reminds me of like trying to breastfeed. Trying, like, with a newborn baby, rocking up and down, walking, pacing the floor, back and forth. Like with Pollyanna, the mirror was over there, and like looking in the mirror with Pollyanna, like I can still picture her little baby face, like rocking, like it's really weird, okay. And then we added a laundry cupboard, and we used leftover kitchen cabinets from the kitchen, which was very recyclable, reusable, sustainable of Adam. But again, you could really use this space a lot more if you had something really built in. And then we done the 3rd floor, and we added a skylight. You come upstairs, I still get out of breath, and then you come into Alfie's bedroom. And again, simple, it's literally the same layout as downstairs, the same size as Pollyanna's room almost. Bigger? It doesn't feel any bigger, but yeah. I put up this jungle wall print, which I'm going to have in the next house as well, because I really love that. But yeah, pretty simple in this room. And then coming into our room, the skylight in our bedroom was a really last minute decision. When we started the third floor extension, it started the day I came home with Alfie. So like, I spent most of my time in the living room downstairs. We had a skip outside and we had like people going up and down ladders right outside the living room window, and I just remember hating every single moment of it, because it was a moment that should have been like in a little baby bubble, but it wasn't. It was like a building site. I remember the health visitors coming round and being like, "Are you okay?" And I'd have to be, "Yeah, it's fine, you know, it doesn't bother me." But inside it was not nice at all. Thanks for Adam. But yeah, so the skylight was a really last minute decision. Adam was like, "Oh, do you know what we should have done? We should have put a skylight in." And was it the day that they were doing the roof? And then I was like, "Oh my god, no, we really should do that." I would now, looking back, we should have done a long rectangle one, which would have covered, if we had done a long rectangle one, it would have covered the whole queen size bed that we had here.
Super king.
Super king. Yeah, it would have covered the whole super king bed rather than a big square. I just think that would have been a little nice feature looking back. And then we have our second balcony, which looks out onto the sea. And again, my only regret is that we never got a table out there and never got to chill and enjoy the views. But it is what it is. And then we come into our ensuite, which has a bath. So the house has a shower room, a bathroom and a toilet, which again we done because it would make the house more sellable.
Separate toilet.
A separate toilet, that's what I said.
All houses have toilets.
Yeah, but a toilet downstairs, I meant. And yeah, we maybe could have done something like built in again. Again, like cost
That was
wise.
meant to go from there all the way across to the wall.
Was it?
As a custom made one, but it's too expensive, run out of money.
Expensive, ran out of money, and we found this one on Wayfair instead. But yeah, I loved the bath and I loved the tiles that we went for. We kind of kept to a theme of marble running throughout the house, grey, the grey outside, on the outside walls. And then Adam has got his, which were his wardrobes, his built-in wardrobes, and then he had like a touch sensor light in there, but it just gave you enough space. And that's it. And then shall we go to the outside now? Show you the garden. And then the garden was the last thing that was done. The garden, as well as the rendering of the house. The garden, we just wanted something that was very minimalistic, low maintenance. Yeah, we kind of thought when it came to selling the house, yeah, more of someone's holiday home or a second home, someone maybe living in London coming down and wanting a second home, so they wouldn't want the garden in. They would want something a bit more low maintenance. So that was the kind of vision that we had in mind. And then we went for marble tiles on the outside. These ones are non-slip, but they matched the kitchen tiles, and then it was kind of an in and out design. And then the bifolding doors open all the way up, and then we stuck to the grey theme, like grey
Fascia
and grey render. And then also when we first moved into the house, we had a huge shed covering this whole back wall. We just showed the back wall, and it was the same height as the wall as well, actually. So when we done the garden, we were using the shed for storage. But when we'd done the garden renovation, we took the shed down and it revealed this beautiful red brick wall, which I really like, and we didn't want to change that. And then we had the wood panelling on the side of the house, which we also had around the front of the house, on the balconies, on the front, so it all kind of matched together. It just gave the house a little bit more privacy. It's quite a secluded little garden, and it's such a sun trap, and I miss this garden.